Before the stories begin, I would like to thank all of you for clicking on this video. Without the faithful fans, we as creators could not do this. I truly hope you enjoyed the upcoming stories. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for future stories to come.
It was a moonless night, the kind that cloaked the world in shadows. The air hung heavy with a sense of foreboding, as if unseen eyes were watching every move. In the small town of Ravensbrook, nestled between towering trees and forgotten whispers, an FBI agent named Agent Samuel Holt found himself on a mission that would test the limits of his courage. The town had a dark history, a place where the whispers of the past echoed. Agent Holt stepped out of his car, the only source of light on the desolate road. The town seemed frozen in time, with cobblestone streets and dilapidated houses that seemed to stare back at him. He adjusted the collar of his trench coat, glancing at the old map in his hand. Ravensbrook, he muttered to himself, the name leaving a bitter taste on his lips. As he walked down the narrow alleyways, the wind carried the distant cries of owls. The town was silent, except for the haunting symphony of the night. Agent Holt couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched, but the darkness revealed no secrets. Inside one of the decaying houses, an evil lurked, a child predator known as the Whisperer. His real name, long erased from the records, existed only in the nightmares of the townsfolk. Legend had it that he could blend into the darkness, becoming one with the shadows. Agent Holt's flashlight cut through the darkness like a beacon of hope. He approached an old mansion at the edge of town, its windows shattered and the entrance door creaking in protest as he pushed it open. The air inside was thick with the scent of decay, and the floorboards groaned beneath his weight. He navigated through the dilapidated rooms, his senses on high alert. In the dim light, he saw a shadow scurry across the hallway. "Who's there?" he called out, his voice echoing through the desolate mansion. The Whisperer emerged from the darkness, a sinister grin stretching across his face. "Agent Holt, isn't it? I've been waiting for you." Agent Holt's hand tightened around his gun, his pulse quickening. "You won't escape this time." The mansion seemed to come alive with malevolence. Whispers danced in the air, and the walls seemed to close in. The Whisperer chuckled, his voice a serpent's hiss. "You think you can stop me, Agent? I've existed long before you, and I'll continue long after." As the two faced off, the shadows became sentient, swirling around them like vengeful spirits. Agent Holt fired a shot, but the bullet passed through the darkness without hitting its mark. "You can't fight what you can't see," the Predator taunted. The agent's mind raced. He remembered the files, the countless victims, and the urgency to end this reign of terror. But the shadows had a life of their own, closing in on him. Back in the town, the night seemed to intensify. The ancient trees told secrets, and the moon cast an eerie glow over Ravensbrook. A local resident, an old woman named Abigail Blackwood, had seen the horrors unfold from her window. She clutched a worn-out photograph in her trembling hands, a relic from a time she tried to forget. As Agent Holt grappled with the shadows, Abigail approached the mansion. She had a story to tell, a tale of a similar encounter decades ago. The town had faced this evil before, and she held the key to its defeat. "Agent Holt!" she called out, her voice cutting through the supernatural symphony. He turned, desperation in his eyes. "Who are you?" "Abigail Blackwood. I faced the Whisperer once, and I know how to stop him," Agent Holt listened intently as Abigail recounted the tale of her youth, a time when the town was gripped by fear. Together, they pieced together a plan to confront the malevolent force that plagued Ravensbrook. The old woman led the agent to a hidden chamber beneath the mansion, a place forgotten by time. Symbols adorned the walls, ancient markings that held the power to banish the Whisperer. Agent Holt, fueled by determination, followed Abigail's guidance. The Whisperer sensed the disturbance. Shadows recoiled as the symbols glowed with an otherworldly light. The air crackled with energy as the battle between light and darkness unfolded. "Your time is over," Agent Holt declared, his voice resonating with authority. The symbols worked as a barrier, trapping the Whisperer in a cage of light. Desperation flickered in his eyes as he struggled against the ancient magic. Abigail chanted words passed down through generations, sealing the evil that had haunted Ravensbrook. The shadows retreated, leaving behind a quiet that echoed the town's relief. As the last remnants of darkness dissipated, Agent Holt turned to Abigail. "How can I thank you?" She smiled, a mix of sadness and wisdom in her eyes. "You've given this town a chance to heal. The past can finally rest." With the Whisperer defeated, Ravensbrook slowly emerged from the grip of fear. The shadows retreated, and the town's haunted history began to fade. Agent Holt stood at the edge of town, the first light of dawn breaking through the horizon. Abigail joined him, the weight of the past lifting from her shoulders. "Thank you for bringing an end to this nightmare," she said. As they watched the sunrise, Ravensbrook transformed into a town no longer shackled by darkness. Agent Holt knew that some horrors were best left buried, but the resilience of the human spirit could triumph even in the face of the supernatural. The town began to rebuild, and the echoes of the Whisperer faded into a distant memory. Agent Holt, having faced the darkness head-on, carried with him the knowledge that some battles required not only strength, but the wisdom of those who had weathered the storm before. The horror of Ravensbrook became a cautionary tale, a reminder that even in the darkest corners, there could be a glimmer of hope. As the story unfolded, the town and its people found solace in the dawn of a new day, leaving behind the haunted whispers of the past.